Hi golf friends, I wanted to make a video for the golfers out there who primarily do their practice in an indoor studio setting like this one. I'm a golf coach here in Hong Kong, and I primarily give all of my lessons in an indoor studio setting. And there's actually a lot of really great things that you can benefit from practicing in an indoor studio if you know what you're looking for. So in this video I wanted to give you 3 tips from me that I feel like golfers should be paying attention to when you're practicing indoors. Okay, tip number 1. I call this the golfer's office. I see a lot of golfers practicing here in Hong Kong, and very rarely do I see anyone having any kind of structure or purpose to their practice with any kind of indicator of doing it correctly or ingraining good feedback for what you need out on the golf course. What I have here is just 2 simple alignment rods. Doesn't need to be alignment rods, you could use your golf clubs. But I have a body alignment rod here, and then I have an alignment rod in the middle, which is going to represent ball position. Now this basic setup, or the golfer's office, is a crucial part in getting better. You really need to have this system in place so you can build awareness for setting up square. Obviously we want to have our knees, hips, torso, shoulders, forearms, everything parallel to your target line. And then with that, then have a stick here in the middle to represent ball position, which is crucial in establishing good fundamentals and a good golf swing. Okay, so tip number 2 in better golf indoors, and something that I feel that golfers really need to be paying attention to when practicing indoors, is then the strike. Ball first contact, which I feel is really after we've established some pre-swing fundamentals and good grip, good setup, good posture, using our little practice station here, the strike and how we contact the ball is an imperative skill to learn if you ever want to be good at this game. So using this practice station is a must in learning how to strike the ball properly. And I feel that golfers practicing indoors get a false sense of what a good strike is actually from practicing indoors. Because you can see here, AstroTurf has a little give to it, unlike real grass. So this is something I very commonly see. I see a lot of golfers in here practicing, and they won't have any of this station set up. And I'm just going to give a little example of what I see a lot. But they'll hit a shot here, and I'm going to purposely hang back and hit way behind the ball. But they'll hit a shot, right? And they'll have a decent flight. Now, that one went way left, which is very indicative of hanging back, right? But that low point was well behind the ball. Not good at all, but I did get a decent flight. Now, this is the downside to practicing indoors, because if we did that out on the real golf course, real grass, real turf, doesn't have that give that AstroTurf does. If we hit the ball way behind the ball like that, we would just basically lay the sod over the ball would go nowhere. And that's it. The common complaint I get from a lot of my students is they practice indoors, they say to me, wow, I was really hitting it great indoors, and I go out on the real course and it's a disaster. And it's really because of this. They're not learning and building a true awareness of proper ball first, then ground contact. Now I have a very simple drill here that I want to show you, and that's actually, I'm a big fan of drills that don't really cost anything, and this is just a simple dish towel. But what you do with this is, if you can come in here and put a ball in place, and you put a little dish towel behind the ball here, Right, now, if I hit behind this ball, right, I'm going to disturb that towel. Just simply fold up the dish towel like that, put the ball there. Okay, I mean, we want to get as close to the ball as possible, but as you can see here, right, this is a really great drill now. If I hit this ball correctly, ball first contact, I shouldn't disturb that towel at all. Whereas if I'm hitting, but behind the ball, I've got a very clear awareness of where that contact is taking place. So that's a fantastic drill in improving your strike and gaining a better understanding of your low point and ball first contact. Okay, tip number 3 for better practice indoors is actually just using the data and using this environment to your advantage. Now, data, as we're getting more and more into the future and technology is becoming a lot more prevalent, like indoor golf, right? As the simulators are getting better and more realistic. I ask my students a lot of the time, how far do you hit a certain club? And I really don't get a definitive answer from them. It's a very just general or vague, let's say 8-iron, 150 yards. Now, I know pretty much, I don't practice that much on my own game, but I know pretty much to the yard what I carry all of my clubs. And that's just through experience and just being aware to what I'm doing out on the golf course, or what I'm doing in my own practice sessions. So what I really feel like people should do more of is pay attention to 1, the carry distance, and 2, the shot dispersion that they're generating in an indoor environment. Now, what I mean by that is this. Let me hit a couple shots here. But when you hit a shot, right, or you hit you do your practice session, right, when I hit a shot, now we're all looking for dead straight, little draws, what have you, but that shot had about let's see where it missed, left, right. So I missed that to the right, was 3.1 yards. Okay, this is a 54-degree gap wedge. Now, 3.1 yards to the right, okay, it's not too much, but there's curve to that shot. Now, if I hit, say, 20 shots with this club, right, I may look at the shot dispersion chart. You can see up here to the left side. There's the data. This is collecting data on my practice session. So when you come in here, pay attention to that, because if let's say you hit, 27 irons, and 16 of those 20 were significantly to the left, and the other 4 were straight or to the right, obviously your tendency is to go a little bit more to the left. So you can use that information to your advantage when you're out on the real golf course. Obviously, statistically speaking, it really doesn't make sense to aim at the flag if your tendency is to go a little bit to the left. So, collect the carry distance information that you gather, right? You can calculate an average very easily. Collect the shot dispersion data, and then take that information out onto the golf course next time you play. I promise you, if you apply that information to your golf game, you will play, it will definitely take a couple shots, if not more, off your game. So let me quickly recap those 3 tips to better practicing indoors. Tip number 1, first establish some structure and purpose to your practice in building this, what I call golfer's office. It's going to give you an awareness to alignments, ball position, imperative pre-swing fundamentals to getting better. Tip number 2 is improving the strike and being aware of solid contact. You can do that through the drill that I showed you with that dish towel. but also just sound and listening for solid, ball first contact is really imperative to getting better, right? And then tip number 3 is use the data and use this environment to your advantage. This is a very, air-conditioned, controlled environment, easy to practice in. You don't have the sun beating down on you like you do outdoors. But it's also easier in the sense that, we can actually have this information provided to us pretty much immediately after a shot. If you're out there on the real golf course, hitting to, stationary targets, you're lasering those targets. You really can't see where the ball's landing. You're just getting an approximation, unless you're using a device like TrackMan or GC Quad out there. But, this is just as effective in establishing your carry distance and then understanding what your tendencies are with your shot dispersion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It will really help me grow this channel like I hope to. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.